what I wanted to talk about as well was some of the things that I did to prep, right? I talked about boss rush. I talked about getting Curling Tower 50. I talked about like I did get Defense Smash 4, Defense Smash 3 for Mulong and Covert and those types of things to PR, because in those contents, cap, just the impact of cap is so much greater, um, that you need that ignore enemy defense. But then one of the things that I want to talk about specifically that I don't think too many people do is I actually changed my link skills and I have a completely new bossing rotation of link skills, right? You only get 12, right? So that is impossible to do. A lot of people have party EXP and EXP link skills, and you just can't have all your DPS link skills in there, right? So what I do is the kind of after, right before my boss fight, as kind of a prep, I actually remove my party EXP link skills, my EXP link skills. I think it's the resistance one, the like with the battle mage, wild hunter, that one stacks for EXP. Then the party EXP I think is explore mages, and then the Mercedes EXP is 4%. So I get rid of that, and I actually get rid of another one, a fourth one, which is the Iran fever charge rate. I don't know if it actually works or not, but that is something that I put in for my training to sort of get fevers quicker, to get the vacuum for drops faster, right? So that is something that I have in my training link skill rotation. And then for bossing, I swap those out for, I think it's the 2 Demon Slayer ones. Oh, it's a 1 Demon one, which is 4% boss attack. An Evan one, I'm pretty sure, which is another 4% boss attack. And then the Explorer Thieves, which is stackable, which gives you 9% physical attack. And I think the Phantom or the Kinesis one is 4% crit damage. And I think those are the 4 that I swap out. And sometimes if I need more HP, I'll swap out the Kaiser link skill for HP as well. But I end up swapping out these 4, and I end up getting 8% boss attack, 4% crit damage, and I end up getting 9% physical attack percent. Huge, right? I think a lot of people don't do this, and I think they made this as a recent change as well. I don't know when it happened, but you actually don't lose out on any EXP. You don't actually lose out on any party EXP, because the ones that you take out, the party EXP and EXP ones, you can actually immediately use them right away. There is a recharge rate, 24 hours recovery kind of cooldown for the ones that we add in. So like the ones for boss attack and the one for crit damage and one for physical attack, those actually have a 24-hour cooldown. But I can immediately do all my bosses, do all my content with all my bossing EXP or bossing link skills, and then right after I'm done, I can actually go remove those and put the EXP one, the party EXP ones back in. So that is nice. That is huge. Something that, all stats help, right? All percent stats help. It matters, right? And it allows you to, since we only have 12 slots, we have to be able to min-max that way. And it's very, very simple and easy, right? There's no resources used. There's no crystals or mesos or anything like that needed to do this. And so if you have all your content laid out, or you have all your content on the same day, huge, right? Bang it all out. Either sometimes people like to do it on the Mondays when reset, or at the end of the week on Sundays to do all of their content. That is usually the best time to do it, to try to line up your bosses. But yeah, that is a sneaky tip that I hope helps some of you guys. Just like, it's just something, right? It's just like, if you're looking for more percent stats, like if you're trying to, trying to get more boss attack, that's easy. 8%, right? If you're missing out on it, if you're not using it. So, and don't forget to use your guild skills, your campfire, your guild skill. Don't forget to use your event buffs as well. There's a great event buff for bossing. Use the 15% boss attack one. That is the best one for bossing. And so I wanted to last talk about how once I get all that prep going, how I actually end up testing damage, right? And I think it's very simple in my opinion. I basically just screenshot or video, whatever, my previous record, the damage initial chart, and then the battle analysis, the lines, right? And I talked about in my previous video how my lines went up 2.5 mil on average for my blast lines just by comparing side to side for Lotus. Huge, right? And I think this is something you guys can do as well, right? Just to see the difference, right? They give you this data, they give you this information, take advantage of it. Just raw numbers. You don't have to guess anymore like we had to before. You don't have to record videos and look at the lines and your damage skin and see, am I capping those lines or not? You can see them in the battle analysis. So take advantage of that, whether it's Lotus, Damien, Lucid, Arc, Magnus, any commander boss, Rudibus boss, Chaos boss, all of the bosses have it, right? If you just want to go straight into fog training, if you have some sort of data you do before your gain, if you're getting a new equipment, maybe before a new rebalance, get that data before and then compare afterwards. That is the simplest way to do it, right? The numbers don't lie. And it's as controlled one-to-one as it gets. So yeah, I highly recommend recording runs, taking screenshots of the data analysis, the battle analysis, and going with that. And then the last thing I wanted to talk about quickly was this, the issue that people have when it comes to second page skills, right? I think first off, you have to find out what skill wheel works best for you, what you need on your first page and what you need on your second page. It makes a big difference, right? Everyone has it differently. But I think one of the issues that a lot of people are coming up with now, especially with V3 coming out and V4 looming in the next few months, you have to be able to toggle between first and second page. It's just what it is. Like I have a ton of skills on my second page, my fair trade, my stun, some of my burst cooldowns if I do it manually are on my second page because I just need prioritize certain skills on the first page, right? But when you're toggling to the second page, a lot of people end up losing DPS. They lose their place. They get distracted or they cannot multitask, right? It's very challenging. But one of the easiest things to keep uptime and do damage, especially if you're one button preset or you have a main skill, which a lot of classes do, like you got to have your main skill preset as one of your presets. Just like for me, I just put blast as a preset skill, even if nothing else is on there, right? Just one, or you could do 4 blast, whatever it is. But you need to have your main skill preset and in the same location on the first page and the second page. So like you'll see in my videos, my blast is my biggest, the bottom button, right? And then when I flip to the second page, it's the same thing, right? It's the first one is the preset blast, and the second page is the regular skill, right? No preset, but it's the same skill. It allows you to do both, right? And that is something that allows me to, when I'm in page 2 and I can't because the issue is if I don't have it on the second page, right, I'm going to toggle the second page to stun or to use fair trade, and then it's going to take me time to go back to page 1. And if I mess that up, I lose a ton of DPS, right? So what I try to do is just, if I toggle to page 2, use the skill, the stun that I need to use, and then I'm attacking, right? I'm using blast on that second page in the same spot. It's muscle memory. And then when I have the opportunity to switch back to page 1, I do it, right? But I don't have to do it right away. I don't have to go page 1, page 2, use my skill, and then try to get back to page 1 all in a few seconds. I can go page 1, damage, page 2, stun, damage on page 2, and then flip to page 1 when I have time, when I have an opening availability. So little things like that, right? Whether you do it now or you do it later, you're going to have to at some point be able to micromanage and manage your skill 1 and skill 2 your pages, toggling back and forth and still keeping your uptime, right? Everyone's going to have this challenge. It's going to be, it's very common, right? We're just going to have more skills and more skills. So the less you have to think and the easier you make it for yourself, the more damage you're going to do, the more uptime, the more consistency you can create. And you're not going to be kind of stuck in that weird spot where you think you're attacking on page 1, but you're still on page 2 spamming who knows what skill, doing no damage at all, right? So that is my little rant on just the Absol journey, how I test new gear, prep new gear, get the best stats possible, the best gear possible to maximize DPS, and then just little things, tips and tricks to help maximize my rotation, my mechanics, kind of make it as simple as possible, muscle memory as possible. But thank you guys for all the questions. Thank you guys for all the congratulations. I hope to get more content out showing my gains over time, but it's just, I had some bad runs, right? Some unfortunate runs that didn't output the best results, so it doesn't really portray, the gains that I made. So, but yeah, thank you again for watching. Appreciate it. I'll see you guys next time.